Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now. Your presence, your being.
Good morning, guys. I want to talk a little bit about money today and how it connects to our minds. You see, I made a huge change in my mindset this year, and it has changed everything for me, and I think it will help you. I shifted from focusing on making money to focusing on producing infinite mind wealth. Every day, I ponder, I meditate on my mission statements. When I made that change just before 2018, it's changed everything for me. You see, we all want money. Money is important. It allows us to do great things. We've done some of the greatest things in history through it. But when we don't have it, people, unfortunately, our darker side will do whatever it takes to have it, even if it means illegal methods. And that's the part we can control, because really money is the physical manifestation of our thought energy. So the more we become positive in our mindset, we will have all the money we ever need. Have a great day, everybody.
This is another part of the rebuilding process of somebody that wants to completely transform who they are. You have to change your identity. So who am I? I'm the smart guy, and that's how I thought of myself. Like, I thought of myself as being smart, and then the life slapped me around, and I realized, oh wow, I'm really actually not that smart. I just grew up in a small town. And so in my small town, I was smart enough. I was still never the smartest. But then I moved to LA, and all of a sudden, people smarter than me were just like growing on trees. So I was like, wow, I really don't feel smart anymore. So that was like a hard adjustment. And so then putting myself into these smaller and smaller rooms was the solution. But I realized that I'd been sort of taken as a default value intelligence. Maybe it was the family I grew up in or the movies I watched, I don't know. But I just had this default that being smart was the thing everyone should chase. And then I realized, oh, I can actually change that. Not everybody values themselves for that. And so I could swap that out with something else. And I want people to understand that those things that are just deeply within you that seem as if they are innate human qualities, challenge them all. Some things you won't be able to change, but some things are far more malleable than you thought. And a lot of what you value comes down to what you repeat. And so just repeating myself, I'm the learner, I'm the learner, I'm the learner. It began to be my identity, and then rewarding myself emotionally when I did that, repeating it, rewarding, repeating, rewarding. Then it's like through that repetition cycle, it actually starts to be meaningful that you're the learner. And by the way, I was telling everybody, I'm the learner. I see myself as the learner. I'm the learner. I'm the learner. And because I was telling people, then I really felt the sense of congruence with wanting to act like the learner. And so when you say you're going to do something and you do it, you earn self-credibility. So now I've got this loop going. I said I was the learner. Here I am reading this book. Here I am being willing to admit when I'm wrong, seeking out knowledge, looking for disconfirming evidence. Like, I get to feel good about myself for that.
Figuring out your core values, I think, is one of the most important exercises that you can do as a human being. Like, how do you know how to live your life? How do you wake up every day and do what you want to do? How do you have any clarity on what to do next when you don't know what you stand for? When you don't know your most important core value? It's the reason why I wrote Your One Word, I don't know how many years ago. The concept is you have one most important core value. What is it? Figure it out. when you understand what it is, it'll shine a giant spotlight on your life to realize, oh, this is why I'm not happy. Like if you are ever not happy, frustrated, stressed out, it's because there's too many things that are going on in your life that are out of congruence with your single most important core value. So if you look at mine, it's belief, right? Believe is my single most important core value. Okay, cool. So I'm happy when I'm doing things that make me feel believe, and it's something that you have for yourself, but it's also something that then you give to other people. So you're on a mission. The idea becomes, I want to spread belief for myself, and I also want to help other people believe in themselves more. Whatever you come up with as a core value is for you, is what you still need the most right now. I still need belief right now, but it's also something that we want to give to other people. Whether it's the world, if you're watching this video, it's probably world, big mission, but it could just be the closest people to you. You know, if you're saying the most important core value is family, then you want to bring more family to your family. If you're saying the most important core value is belonging, then you want to give belonging to everybody, to yourself. You still need to feel more belonging yourself, and you want to give that to the world or your closest friends and family. But that's the game. You have to figure out your single most important core value. If you feel like you're being pulled in 1,000 directions, that's why. You don't know what you stand for. If you feel uneasy about something or unsure about a decision, that's also why. You don't know what you stand for. And when you figure that out, it gives you the courage to take the action required. When you understand what your single most important core value is, it allows you to step into your courageous self, to step into your bold self. It gives you the permission to move forward where old you wouldn't have done it. You know, have you had those moments where you really want to do something? You're inspired, you got a great idea, it's like you want to serve, you want to help, you think this could be amazing, and then you stop yourself, you know? You stop yourself, oh, who am I can't do that, I'm not well known enough, I don't have the money, I didn't go to school for this, I don't have the connections with the parents, right? We stop ourselves. We're planning to plan and getting ready to get ready, but we never actually do the thing. Well, figuring out your core value allows you to have the courage and strength to step into who you want to be. How can my one word be believe if I'm not willing to do the things to believe in myself? Even something like this, filming on the street, this used to terrify me. I remember the first video that I made when I was walking down the street. It's probably about a decade ago. My agent challenged me to do it, and I was terrified. I was terrified that people might judge me. I was terrified that just looking foolish and looking bad. I don't know. I was just terrified, filming in public. And I remember I was filming, and I made sure that I walked down just this really quiet street where nobody would see me, and made sure I looked around and nobody was there. And I started filming, and then there was a mail woman who came by. She was delivering the mail. I didn't see her before I started filming. And so as she walked by, I was like this. Put the camera down, you know? It's like, I'm not doing anything. Nope, And then when she left, you're like, okay, back to filming. And, you know, now, I mean, how many thousands of videos later, I'm much more able to get out in front of a camera and create. But what's the thing that helps me push? What's the thing that gives me the confidence or courage to do that thing that was incredibly scary at the time? Well, belief. Hey, my one word is belief. My most important core value is believe. So I need to step into it. It's a constant reminder. It always forces you to be not the version that somebody else wants for you, but the version that you want for you. Believe is inside me. It's not that it was just given to me by somebody. You don't have to have believe as your core value either. You can figure out what yours is. But if ever you're stuck with a big decision and you're not sure what to do, and you actually know what your most important core value is, then guess what happens? It forces you to go and take some action. Because otherwise you're operating against yourself, and you don't need somebody yelling at you or telling you what you should do. You know what you should do because you have the awareness around your core value. When I wrote Your One Word, it was designed for entrepreneurs because it's about how to find your core value, but then how to build it into a business. And I was surprised that a lot of the people who liked the book were not just the entrepreneurs, but the spouses and the family members of the entrepreneurs who read the book. To say, okay, they don't want to start a business, but they need this first part. Kids in school are reading the book and send me pictures and tweets as they go through the curriculum to figure out what their most important core value is. Like, can you imagine being in grade 6 7, 8, 10, and knowing what your most important core value is and using that as a lens through which you can make decisions for the rest of your life, man, how beautiful is that? I wish I had that. I mean, that's why we do what we do, right? That's why authors write books. That's why entrepreneurs start businesses, is we want to solve the problems that we had for ourselves, and we want to make the path a little bit easier for other people, right? That's why we do what we do. So how do you find your core value? Well, you can pick up your one word, you can pick up Built to Serve, but as a starting point, think about who your favorite teacher was growing up and why. Think about your favorite teacher of all time. Mine was Madame Farr, who was my teacher mentor in my last year of high school. But who was yours? Who was your favorite teacher growing up, and why? And specifically on the why, it wasn't because they taught you a certain subject. I didn't like Madame Farr because she taught me French, right? I don't even use French day to day at all. Even living in Canada, we don't use French. But she taught me to believe in myself. So there's one. What's your favorite movie of all time and why? Mine is Seabiscuit. I love Seabiscuit. It's about this horse that's way too small to win, not supposed to win, a jockey that's way too big to win and not supposed to win, an owner that has no money and is not supposed to win. It's like all this stuff that's not supposed to happen, and yet they all find each other, and somehow, miracle of miracles, they figure it out and they win a whole bunch of races. It's based off a true story. It's a belief story. At least for me, when I think about that movie, why do I love it? Well, it's about belief. Think about your parents. You know, maybe you loved your parents, maybe you hate your parents. What was the biggest lesson that you learned from them? Like, what did you love the most? Even if you didn't like your parents or didn't think they were there for you, or, you know, whatever, what did you love about them? Or if there's nothing redeemable that you can find, then what did you wish that they gave you? What do you want to give to your kids, right? Current kids or future kids. If you had to give them one lesson, what would that be? Again, mine is believe. My parents always taught me, hey, you're Evan Castrelli Carmichael, you can do anything you believe that you can. So believe is a common thread through all these things. If you think about why does this matter? If you think about all the things that made you come alive, all the best moments in your life, all the positivity, all the happiness, all the best moments in your life, there's a common thread between them. You know, so for me, it's believe. Madame Farr, Seabiscuit, my parents, the common thread is believe. When you figure what that thread is for you, what it allows you to do is now design a life going forward with more intention. So now, instead of it happening by accident, you know, I just happened to find Madame Farr. I just happened to find Seabiscuit. It wasn't intentional. Most of us are not doing that with any level of intentionality. It's just that random things happen, and every now and then one of those random things are good, right? But now it allows you to design a life with more intentionality, to say, this is what I stand for. This is who I am at the core. These are the things that make me happy. I want to chase down the feeling of X, believe for me, right? I want to chase down that feeling of believe more. I want to be around the people who help make me believe. I want to create content and a business that inspires people to believe. I want to hire teammates, people in my business. We got 40 people now. I want to bring on people who believe in the mission, believe in spreading believe in each other, right? It's like it just gives so much more clarity and intentionality for the rest of your life. And so I think it's one of the most important exercises that you can ever do, just as a human. I don't know why we don't teach this stuff in school. You should. Because how do you operate your life without knowing what you stand for? How do you operate without knowing who you are? It seems crazy. And it's not that difficult. And you don't have to go meditate on a mountain for 5 years to figure it out. You don't have to hire a $10,000 coach to figure it out. Just ask yourself those questions. Who was your favorite teacher growing up and why? What's your favorite movie of all time and why? What did you love about your parents? Or what's the gift that you want to give your kids? The most important core value coming through those things. That'll give you a much better path and direction and clarity and strength and courage for the rest of your life.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
As Elon Musk said, if something is important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure.
Morning, guys. In our top 10 rules for success journey today with Jack Ma, he shares rule number 8, which stands out for me, and that is customers are number 1. So when I think about this and the impact it's had in my life, it is so important for all of us to remember. Again, we want to shift away the focus from anything else other than helping people. So wherever you are, you don't have to have a company, whatever you're doing today. For myself, my job is teaching. My customers are students. And when I see them happy and they're motivated and they're learning, there is no greater value in the world. So I want you to think about the people you interact with today. Your job is to bring value to their life through control of your mind and being as positive as possible as you can be. So Jack Ma, he says customers always come first. That's why his company is so successful. Let's learn from this great thinker and let's add value to people's lives, because that's what matters most. Have a great day, everybody.
Here's the hard truth about getting great. It takes time and dedication. It takes a willingness to accept that you're not yet good enough. It takes the ability to stare at the places that you know that you're weak, to really look at those things and not let it affect your sense of self-esteem and not let it affect your sense of self-worth, so that you can still get the momentum going. But you have to understand that in the beginning, we're all terrible. And as Henri Cartier-Bresson said, your first 10,000 photographs are your worst. And so the thing that really makes great art are the people that continue to push and the people that continue to work and face how inadequate they are and really understand that at the end of the day, greatness is a craft. Greatness is a process. Greatness is a habit. Greatness is the little things that you do every day, over time, going out every day, unafraid of whether or not this is one of the 10,000 terrible things that you're gonna do. It's being unafraid to make those mistakes. It's being unafraid that you're not yet great.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You've got Michael Jordan level genius at something. So today, let's live your best belief life and get some incredible success motivation. Enjoy.
As Marianne Radmacher said, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes, courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. And that's it. If you want to be great, that's what you have to do. You've got to get up again tomorrow. You've got to be willing to face another day. You've got to be willing to accept that you've got to get through the bad ideas before you can get to the good. You've got to understand that you have to start as an apprentice. You have to start as a person going and getting tea, and you have to accept that that's the job that you should be playing, that you should be working for somebody else. You should be looking up to somebody else and seeing what they can teach you, because what you know is that you're there to learn. What you know is that you're there to get through the 10,000 bad photographs that you need to get through to ultimately achieve greatness. And if you make the catastrophic error that so many make, to try to tell the world that you're extraordinary today, to try to get the world to follow you and look up to you and think that you're something today. Because the people that really win are the ones that invest today, the ones that listen today, the ones that spend every ounce of their energy amassing mastery, getting better every day, working their asses off to improve their skill set, to relentlessly look at the things that they're not doing well, to understand that they have to break themselves down and get rid of all of their ego before they can really find greatness. Those are the people that we remember. So if you want to be remembered, if you want to achieve real greatness, you just need to have the courage to show up every day and take another swing, take another photo, try another task, do something that scares you, and do those little things over and over and over until you win.
Rule number 2, eliminate bad habits with Dean Graziosi.
Welcome to the Millionaire Success Habits Podcast, where week after week, it is my absolute obsession to anchor in the foundation, the rules, the habits for success. As I'm recording this audio for some of you, video for some of you, I'm standing in front of my house. It's my dream house. But it didn't come from some magical money machine. I know I always say that. It didn't come from the lotto. It didn't come from getting rich overnight. It didn't come without work and hustle. It didn't come without massive failure in between the successes. So when I share, I'm trying to anchor in the tools that allow you to plug anything in and be successful. Today, I want to talk about something different. I don't want to talk about what you'll gain by being successful. I'd like to talk about what you have to give up, what you have to let go of. As you take this journey to be more successful, as you gain self-education by listening to me and others that are actually playing the game at the highest level possible, as your mind grows, as you shift your thinking, you're gonna have to let go of old thoughts. You're gonna have to let go of beliefs that may have been your parents. You know, sometimes you're a Republican because your parents were, or you're Democrat because they were, or you're Christian because your parents were, or you like a certain football team because your parents like that football team. Well, it's the same thing here when it comes to thinking. Love your parents, love your surroundings from when you grew up, and always cherish that. But if there's another level of life that you desire and you crave, you might have to give up some of the thinking that they gave you. You might have to give up some friends. Along the journey of being an entrepreneur, I can remember being young and family members telling me how nuts I was and that I should stop being a dreamer. Family, they kind of get a pass, and you go through, and sometimes you're close, sometimes you're not, at least in my case, and then it circles back around, but they're your family. They're there for life. But I can remember friends that would always tell me, slow down, dude. That stuff's for other people. You can't have that. And I can remember friends literally getting mad that I was going after stuff, or investing in real estate, or investing and trying to get on TV when I did my first infomercial, or did my first course and training on how to help people go faster, and my success training. And I remember along the way that I would have friends ride with me to a certain level, and then they couldn't handle it anymore because they didn't want to go for it. Or they felt inferior because, not that I was successful, they felt inferior, or maybe it was ego, or maybe it was envy. But they would start wanting to drag me back to them, and the truth is, I had to let them go. There was nothing I can do. Some stuck. I'm literally recording this right now in my house, and behind me, if you're watching video, over on the other side of the house is my dearest friend from when I was literally 5, 6, 7 years old. We met. He's really one of the few friends that stuck the whole way. I still love the guys I grew up with, but a lot of times it just changes because I want to surround myself with people who have a bigger future mindset. They want tomorrow to be bigger than yesterday. A lot of times in life, people get stuck without even realizing it. Doesn't mean they don't have huge hearts. Doesn't mean they're amazing. Doesn't mean you don't love them and will love them to the day you die. But they have bigger past mindsets. So when you're talking about how tomorrow could be better, they're talking about back in the good old days when we had that other president, when we were back in college, back in high school, back when the economy was different, back when the Republicans ran it, back when the Democrats ran it, or whatever it is. They have a bigger past mindset, and you looking at a bigger future mindset just conflicts, and you have to let them go. There's some habits that you picked up along the way that served you at one point in your life. There was habits that got you out of your first job, maybe into your business, or got you the promotion. There was habits that got you in okay shape. There was habits that allowed you to have pretty good thinking. But remember, your best thinking got you here. It's the same thing with your habits. Your best habits got you here. So I'm going to ask you to analyze certain habits that you have, but look at them through a new lens. They were the habits that got you here. They were the habits that got you out of Egypt. Are they the habits that can really take you to the promised land? I love that. I got that from Dan Sullivan, one of my mentors. He said, yes got you out of Egypt, no takes you to the promised land. We're so used to saying yes to get here, but we really have to say no to all the crap that doesn't serve us to go to the next level. So what habits do you do out of a hypnotic rhythm that you really have to say no to? You have to let go. You have to not have them as a part of your life. And when you throw them away, that's when you get to adopt new habits in your life. There's also things that are a part of your so-called priorities. I really want you to analyze the priorities you have in your life. If priorities are 1 to 5, sometimes we have things in the 5 out of 5 but they don't serve us. They don't serve God. They don't serve your bigger future. They serve other people's needs. They serve the old version of you. They serve the dreams you used to have when you were younger. You're gonna have to let them go. Also, your goals. Here's a crazy one. You're gonna have to let go of some goals. You're like, whoa, Dean, you had me up till this point. You're gonna have to let go of some goals that don't serve this new version of you. I look back at goals I had 2 years ago and 3 years ago, and I'm almost embarrassed on some of them because I'm always growing as a human. If you're not growing, if you're not climbing, you're sliding. So I'm always obsessing on growing my soul, growing my thoughts, growing my consciousness, growing my income, growing my companies. I go to masterminds obsessively. I do live events obsessively. I read obsessively. So when I look back at some goals, sometimes they stick and you feel like you have to accomplish them because I put it down, I got to make it happen. I look and I'm like, no, that doesn't serve the man I want to be, the husband I want to be, the father I want to be, the leader I want to be, the impact I want to make. So I looked at some goals that are lingering and I'm like, they're actually holding me back. I have to throw them away. Sometimes the best way to complete a project is to quit it. So what do you have to quit today? What do you have to say no to? What do you have to let go in order to reach that next level of life? Tap into the best version of you. Listen, we're always talking about what we could gain. I love it. I got to gain my dream house. Again, it didn't come overnight. It didn't come by accident. It came because I changed my habits. It came because I learned to go upstream and anchor in the habits for success. And that's why I love every single week sharing with you the subtle ways in less than 10 minutes that you can anchor in new habits for success. Today, simply this: we know if we gain more, we get more. But the only way you get more is to decide what you have to let go of. What do you have to say no to? What do you have to push away? Take the time this week and decide what goes in the garbage so you can excel to that next level of life.
Rule number 3, dream big with Mel Robbins.
I want to teach you how to train yourself to dream big. It's actually a skill. And dreaming big is something that we used to do as kids, right? It was so easy as kids to sit in class because you were bored with, whatever it was that your teacher was doing, and you started to daydream. And as adults, we tend to lose that ability. So the Dream Book is going to be your companion to this program. And here's my philosophy about training yourself to dream big again as an adult. In the Dream Book, one of the things that you're going to be doing as a daily practice is you're going to do something that I do in my book. And that is, every time I crack this open, because I keep my notes in here, is I write down the 5 things that I dream about. So I've written down, okay, I'm super embarrassed that I've written this down. So I'm gonna tell you what my 5 are, and you can see, you probably can't see how red I'm turning because I have so much makeup on because I was in television today. And in television, they put a lot of makeup on you. In digital, I normally look like shit. But this is why we all need to learn to dream big and to dream authentically, because when you talk about it, you immediately shrink because we're trained not to have these aspirations. So the first thing that I wrote down is I want to be the #1 talk show in the United States. You know what's so fascinating is I used to dream of just actually being where I am. And now that I've achieved that, I have a dream that's even bigger. And what does it mean, and why is this dream important to me? And this is part of what you're going to learn in the workbook, but I'll tell you why this dream is important to me. Because if we are #1, it means that the work that we're doing that I care so deeply about, which is helping people heal their minds and heal their relationships and to live a more positive, happy, mentally well life, that we're reaching more people. That's what that means. And that's why I want it. I wrote down #1 New York Times bestseller. I have for years said I don't give a shit about it, but I actually do, I guess. And I think it's because it would be really nice to have the powers that be actually acknowledge the impact that we're making. Do I need it to keep going forward? No, of course not. And I will keep going forward. I want to make the Time 100 list for mental health and for the work that we're doing. And the reason why is because as much as I like being an entrepreneur that does things in a very innovative way, that kind of public recognition brings with it resources and partners that would allow you to make an even bigger impact. And so when I think about that kind of recognition, It challenges me to dream so much bigger than I'm dreaming right now about the impact that I want to make in mental health. The fourth one, this is not my dream right now, but I wrote this down 3 days ago, and that is to be the happiest I've ever been living in Vermont. The reason why I wrote that down at the time is because my son is going to go to high school in Vermont, and we are grappling with a move. And I had a mental breakdown when we started looking at houses there, thinking I couldn't live here. One of the interesting things about dreaming is your dreams will change. I love the daily practice of writing in your dream book the 5 things you're dreaming about, because you'll notice that there are things that show up consistently for you, and that's a sign that it's important to pay attention to it. It's important to walk toward it. And by writing, I dreamed that I'd be the happiest I'd ever be in Vermont, I was doing the work of trying to shift my attitude about how I was feeling about a move when I'm not that excited about it right now. The 5th one is I want to build a summer house. I grew up on Lake Michigan. I've spent the last 30 years not on the water. I dream to be successful enough that someday, in the next decade, I will have the money to buy a fantastic piece of property on the ocean, and I will build an awesome house that is a gathering place for our family. And hopefully, that will not include grandchildren in the next decade. In the dream book, you're every single day going to write the 5 things down that you're dreaming about. And it's okay that they change, because over the course of this month, I just want to teach you how to give yourself permission to dream. And I think it's also important that you saw how embarrassed I got when I had to read the things that I wrote down to you, because I immediately felt, oh God, are you going to judge me? Oh gosh, am I being a hypocrite? Oh God, what if I don't achieve these things? Who am I to say these? How am I going to do this? All that stuff rushed up for me, and I'm the one teaching you how to do this. And it's important for you to see that, because all those feelings are normal that are going to come up, but they're what's currently stopping you from doing the work to live the next best decade of your life and to pursue the things that you dream about. It starts with training yourself to give yourself permission to dream.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Rule number 4, venture into the unknown with Brendan Burchard.
Hey, my friend, it's Brendan. And in this episode, what I want to talk with you about is the price of change. You know, we all go to change our lives, and we all want to improve our lives, whether you want to improve your health or your relationships, your work, your lifestyle. You know that sometimes it's difficult and you back off of it. You back down from change because it's scary. I mean, do you know anyone who needs to change their life and you keep telling them, change, 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 but they don't? Why? Or have you ever set a big goal at the beginning of the year and you knew you really wanted to achieve it, but you found yourself a couple months later not doing it? Well, the reason is because psychologically, you are unwilling to face the price of change. It's kind of like the way I think about it, it's like admission gates. Like how, you know how you go to an amusement park or a circus or to Disneyland, you kind of have to pay to go through the turnstile to enter and enjoy the ride? Well, change is like that too. Most people bounce up against those turnstiles though and they go, I don't like it, it's uncomfortable to me, and they leave the park and they never get to experience the beauty and the wonder and the fun on the other side. They say,
Good morning, guys. I got to borrow from Les Brown again today. A funny moment in his speech, video I was watching, and it is connected to money, and we're on this path to infinite mind wealth, which I believe will allow us to have something greater than any value of money can have. Well, we may be at a point right now where we don't have as much money as we'd like, or maybe we're broke. He laughs at the situation of his life. And this is a guy that went from nothing to extraordinary, from rags to riches. So he laughs now. He looks back on his life. He says there was a time when he would be so broke that when he went through alarms, he would trip the alarms. When I heard that, I thought, that is hilarious. So there was so much coins and change in his pocket that he would trip all the alarms, all the metal detectors. He's laughed. He's able to laugh at his growth for infinite mind wealth. So even if you're in a tough place right now, you're not going to be there if you continue to work on your mind wealth. Have a great day, everybody.
See, right now, if you reading scriptures, reading self-help books, all this, just pay attention to the trees around here. What are they doing?
Being.
No. They have no capability to be. They're not called beings, only you call being, human being you are. They're not, that's just a tree. It's a wonderful tree. What is it doing? Beneath the ground, it's fighting. What is it fighting for? Is this maple tree trying to produce apples?
No.
It is just trying to be the best possible maple tree it can be. It is not trying to produce apples. Definitely I don't see any coconuts up there. This is all. As a human being, you must see how this life can blossom into its fullest. If it blossoms to its fullest, somebody may become rich with money, or somebody may become intelligent, somebody may become knowledgeable, somebody may become loving, somebody may become an artist, somebody may just wander. But a fully blossomed human being is a joy to see, no matter what the hell they're doing or what they're not doing. Whichever way, they're an asset to whole humanity.
Need motivation?
Watch a Top 10 with We Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle.
But you know you're capable of more, and you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best.
So today, let's learn from one of the best, Sadhguru, and my take on his top 10 rules for…
What?
Success.
Instead of doing that, you want, for example, you said abundance in economic terms. What is your idea of abundance in economic terms? Jeff Bezos, is it?
Me personally, that's not it, but you mean having enough to be able to do what you want, not feeling like you're a slave to paying your bills.
No,
or
I'm
things
not
like that.
insulting anybody. I'm just saying right now, everybody's saying he's the richest man in the world or whatever. So what is your idea of abundance? $200 billion of personal wealth? I'm asking, are you up to it?
200 billion for me?
Yeah, why not?
That's not my definition of abundance, but that is…
What is it? 2 billion?
Probably over… I guess it depends on what age I am.
Tell me at your present…
If I'm 10 years old, it's like $100,000, I'm rich, you know. My present, I feel pretty abundant financially, but if you're asking for a specific number.
No, I'm asking for a number, not because I want to find out your number. I'm asking because these numbers are bloody meaningless. They're all socially relevant, not relevant to you. And anyway, talking about karma, right now, let's say you are the guy who has $200 billion.
Yes.
It's only in your memory. If I erase your memory, your money is gone. Hello?
Yeah.
It's gone, isn't it?
Well, it's in your bank account.
It is in the account, but if you've forgotten what?
Yeah, if you've forgotten the code or you've forgotten the access, then it's gone.
A whole lot of people buried their treasure all over the bloody world. And somebody else found it 1,000 years later.
It's true. A lot of people have lost all their Bitcoin and they can't get access to it,
Yeah. So, all these issues are there, but the important thing is, why do you want affluence? Let me put the word abundance as affluence.
Okay.
An individual person wants affluence. A society wants affluence, a nation wants affluence, everybody is striving for that. Why? Because initially it means a choice of nourishment.
A choice of nourishment?
Yes. If you have money, you can eat what you want. Initially that's the goal.
Yes.
If it goes beyond that, after you eat everything you want to eat, next thing is a choice of lifestyle.
Yes.
Now, for example, United States of America has the highest choice of nourishment choices, highest level of nourishment choices, highest level of lifestyle choices, all right? But you're spending 3.25 trillion on healthcare.
Right.
Oh, wonderful, that's big, that is larger than India's economy.
Really?
For 1.4 billion people, we don't have a $3.25 trillion economy, all right? So what is the abundance you're seeking? You want to destroy the planet, that's what you're saying.
I'm not saying for me, I'm saying for people watching it. Yeah.
No, I'm saying this, the thing that you're thinking is because you're in California, your idea of abundance is here. If you're in Timbuktu, your idea of abundance would be this, all right?
Of course.
So I'm saying do not think in terms of abundance, think in terms of a fulfillment of life.
Yeah.
If you are a fulfilled life, according to your competence, according to your capability, according to the times in which you live, you will do the appropriate thing.
Rule number 2, enhance your life.
Human attention has shifted to many things that we could do that we are not able to do right now. But one large area which has been left unexplored is the human being itself. Whatever kind of technologies we develop, whatever kind of machines we build, essentially, we can only think of doing something which is an extension of our existing faculties. See, if you were made like a tree that is rooted to one place, would you have thought of a bicycle? Hello? Only because you already have mobility, you thought about enhanced mobility. That evolved into many things. Only because we can speak. We came up with a microphone and a telephone. If we had no such thing as speech, would we have thought of a microphone and a telephone? Because we can see, we have microscopes and telescopes. Every machine and every gadget we create is only enhancement of existing human faculty. We can see this far, but we want to see that far. We can speak this far, now we want to speak that far. We can hear this far, now we want to hear from somewhere else. Everything. There is no other way for a human brain or human intelligence to function. We will only think of how to enhance this. The purpose of enhancement is essentially a longing to enhance the quality, the content and the profoundness of our life.
Rule number 3, make your life meaningful.
If you are very clear that what you're doing is significant for every life around you, other people's opinion means nothing. But I'm saying for 30 years plus, they've been saying the same things. They're not even creative, they're not able to come up with anything new. All right, same things they are saying. But they've not gotten anywhere because they have no substance. There's no substance to anything that they have said. So, it's unfortunate that they are in that state. But what I see is every daily mystic quote is there, daily quote. All these people are just waiting. One thing that they don't understand, suddenly all of them will get together and make the Twitter trend. I'm so glad. Because every day they're reading my quotes, even people who are here are not reading. They're reading, okay. I am saying every day carefully they're reading my quote. The day they don't understand, they think I made a mistake. And boom, they'll go. I'm glad. I have worked in prisons, both in India and the United States. I have worked with hardcore criminals who have come for murder, rape, worst possible things that a man can do. For those things they have come. And I've seen significant transformation in their lives simply because of 2 days or 5 days of contact with me. These guys who are continuously following me, I'm very confident one day they will be very transformed. I wish them the best.
So number 4, take control.
You don't have to eliminate the waste. Waste is very valuable. If you know, right now in this garden, they buy waste at a very, a very exorbitant price because their waste goes into the public system. They have to buy waste from somewhere, they have to buy filth.
To fertilize.
Yes.
Yeah.
So whether you turn your filth into a fertilizer or you smear it on your face and walk around, that's your choice. This is why karma. So what kind of karma happened in my life till this moment is not always my choice. So many things have happened. But what kind of karma I perform right now in this moment is 100% my choice. Will I use this filth as manure and blossom into a wonderful fragrance, or will I smear it around me and walk around with filth? This is the choice everybody has. When unpleasant things happen to us, which happens to everybody in some way if you're living in the world, I'm saying, unless you dropped from somewhere else.
Right.
If you're living in this world, so many unpleasant things happen. Now, with these unpleasant things, do you become wise or do you become wounded? This is a choice. To exercise this choice, there must be a little space. When I say a little space, where is your memory stored? People think here, your brain has very little memory, okay? Every cell in the body carries 1 trillion times more memory than your entire brain.
Every cell in the body.
Every cell in the body. Because if I take one cell from you, we can, create you completely in a lab. That means what? Well, your parents, your father and mother gave you only one cell each. They were not very generous, all right? Only one cell each. See, a whole man came out of it.
Yeah.
So in that one cell, all this memory, head to toe, everything was there, isn't it?
Yeah.
No mistake. Texture of the hair, texture of the skin, the nails, the works, every detail, to the minutest detail, was it packed in that one cell or no?
Yeah.
Yes? So every cell in your body carries 1 trillion times more memory than your entire brain carries.
Wow.
So if you do not use that, if you just use one part of your body, then everything seems to be stressful, everything seems to be a struggle. Today everybody complaining about everything. Everything is stressful. You are a toddler, you have stress of diapers. You are a teenager, you have hormonal stress. Your middle age, you have crisis. Your old age, geriatric stress.
Right.
All right, which is not stress, your entire life is stress. Tell them, okay, you die. Oh, that is enormous stress. So this is not because there is something wrong with anybody's life. It's simply because it's like you have a car, it's supposed to go on 4 wheels. Try to drive on one, okay, one may look like too much. Try to drive on 2, well, within 10 miles your tires will burst. Because too much stress on one point, other things are not being used. This is all that's happening to human beings.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
Rule number 5, learn to live with pain.
And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. that source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life.